Okay, we bought our RV on an impulse based on cabin fever from COVID. You know, we needed to get out and do something. It was just kind of a spur of the moment kind of thing. We tried our best to figure out how to do it, where to buy it, get the best deal and everything. We were shocked when they brought the RV to our house and put it in our driveway to discover that the RV doesn't come with a spare tire. No idea that that would be the case. And Judy let me know right off the bat that she wasn't going to be driving off 500 miles from here without a spare tire. And I thought, well, that's pretty darn reasonable, I guess. So we got us a spare tire. We bought the thing to put it on. We did everything. And if you want to hear about 10 things that we wish somebody would have told us about before we bought an RV, stay tuned. Be right here. And oh yeah, why not while you're at it, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Let me tell you about the things that I wish somebody had told us about. Okay, let's go. Okay, like I said, the fact that RVs don't come with spare tires was kind of a shock to us, something I wish they had told us. But tires in general are still part of the number one thing. There's a good chance that the tire tools that come with your tow vehicle won't fit the lug nuts and things on your RV, though it might be a completely different size. But that's easy to fix. A $10 tire tool takes care of that, okay? No problem at all. And then number two is the factory tires, more about tires, that come with your RV are not great. I mean, to tell you, by not great, I mean they're almost not trustworthy. As soon as I bought my RV, I told a friend of mine that I happened to just run into, hey, we broke down and bought us an RV, and he said, great, do yourself a favor and buy all brand new tires. First words out of his mouth. I mean, what? Yeah, the tires that are on the RV aren't rated very high. There's a letter designation on it that tells you what speed they're rated for. You want to get something that's rated for something a lot higher, even though you're not going to be driving your RV down the road at 85 miles an hour. Getting tires that are at least 70, 75 miles per hour, that's probably a really good idea, okay? It really is. And the ones that came on your RV aren't even close to that. They're probably rated at like 60 miles an hour or something. You don't want those, okay? So that's number two. Number three, the mattresses are terrible when you buy an RV. Now, if you buy a used RV, then it goes without saying you're probably going to want to buy a new mattress. So buying a new mattress comes with buying an RV, whether you buy new or used. Now, of course, there's a chance if you want to spend $100,000 on an RV, then you can get really good mattresses with it. But this video is geared towards people getting into it. New people, all right, and the things that somebody should tell you before you buy your first RV, okay, not the $100,000 one you buy for hitting the road later on. Dealers will say something like, this RV comes ready to go, just you can pull off and you can go camping. And then you'll notice, well, this mattress seems a little flimsy. And they'll go, well, yeah, many people choose to upgrade the mattress. You can still use it. Yeah, you can still use it if you can just sleep fine on a board, okay? But, you know, that's the way it is. Speaking of sleeping fine on a board, how about this for a segue? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. That means so much to small content makers like us. On mine and on everybody's, it costs you nothing. Please hit the like and subscribe. YouTube looks at that a lot more than I realized.
What does that have to do with sleeping on a board?
Nothing whatsoever. Okay. All right. By the way, you can get a better mattress from the dealer. A mattress from the dealer probably costs around $300, $350, something like that. And I asked a salesman about it. Hey, if somebody came to you and said they want this RV but they want a new mattress, he said, I will absolutely not lose a sale because of a mattress that probably cost us $100 wholesale, or I could even pay for it. And so, yeah, you know, I hate to tell you this, but yeah, you say, hey, I want this RV, but you got to throw in a mattress. They're going to throw in a mattress. Okay, that's a neat thing, huh? All right. People get into RVing, think this is going to be great. I can go camping, I can go traveling, I can go all over the place for nearly nothing. You know, it saves money, it's going to be easy, you know, that kind of deal. No, it doesn't. First off, if you are used to doing road trips, all right, pulling an RV, even a relatively small one, is going to double your fuel costs. All right, you're going to get half the miles per gallon. If you're used to getting around 20 miles per gallon, you're going to get probably 9 miles per gallon. All right, just to let you know. Okay, once you include the cost of the RV, the cost of insurance, maintenance, storage, and fuel, you may realize that, yeah, you might have been able to go for a few more trips that year, but you know, they were going to be short trips and to state parks and 3-day weekends and things like that. But you could have spent some nights in some really good 4-star hotels for what you're going to be spending on this RV trip. You maybe do less trips, so you maybe can do more for the same price, but not that much more. It doesn't save you a lot of money, no. All right, this goes right to this last topic. RVing is not a way to save money. RVing is you jumping into another hobby. It is a hobby, and like most hobbies, I don't care if you like fishing or hunting or traveling or, you know, making quilts, hobbies are expensive. All right, and that's just the way it is. You don't do it to save money, you do it because you love it. All right, and that's what you need to realize. RVing is something you either really love or you don't, and do it if you enjoy it. Why not? There might be certain aspects of RVing that you really like the freedom it gives you and some versatility. You might also be a artsy or a construction kind of guy, and you really get into the upgrades and modifications and things like that. We've done well over 50 upgrades on our RV, and I'll talk about that later on, and I've had a ton of fun doing it. So it, you know, and that's another thing. But anyway, let's move on. All right, let's see. And okay, that brings me to the very next subject, which I already touched on. You should know that customizing and modifying your RV is probably going to be part of the hobby. Even if you buy a relatively expensive 30-foot RV, there are going to be times when you go, man, if I could put shelves in this cabinet, I could put more towels in it, or I could put my photography stuff in there or something. Kind of making it yours, customizing it. Like I said, even if you buy a really expensive one, you're going to see ways you can do that. Putting in a room divider curtain might be something you want to do. Now, is that very expensive? No. In fact, of the over 50 upgrades we've done, only three of them have cost over $100. And one of them was that spare tire setup. Okay, so we've done dozens of it, and I quit after 50. So I don't know how many we've done, but it's not bad, and it's kind of fun, and it's kind of rewarding. It really is, because some of the things you come up with, some of the things you see, or some of the things you come up with. All right, let's keep going. RV ownership requires organization. You will fall in love with finding ways you can organize stuff. It will become a second hobby. Storage space is limited on any RV, so you'll be constantly trying to figure out how to do it. The first thing you want to do, most people do, is they go out and they start buying tons of food to put in their RV. They buy boxes of cereal, or they'll buy all kinds of stuff. And before long, you realize you don't need all of that. You start planning your meals ahead of time. Tupperware will kind of become your best friend the way you do it, okay? And you'll set up everything for what you're going to do. Judy, she will make some things ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator, and then we already have them when we get out on the road. Or if we know we're going to be traveling a lot the first day and she doesn't want to cook, she'll already have it ready in the refrigerator, ready to go. That's kind of a neat idea, huh? All right. Number 7, okay? You will get used to and learn how to deal with wastewater. I hope you are emotionally prepared for this, okay? But surprisingly, I think a lot of RV owners get used to it pretty quickly, but kind of have to. It can kind of be rough. Everywhere you go, everywhere you set up, you've got to hook up these tubes and these things for handling waste, okay? You learn when to do it and when not to do it. Like, for example, one time we were traveling all day with a couple other people with us, and we get where we're going at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. Well, I go out and I'm setting up, all of our sewer lines and doing all that type of stuff, and I had kind of a mishap where I spilled a little bit of something because we had been using it for a couple of days. It kind of, just boondocking and the smell gets in your nose, all that kind of stuff. I come in the RV and Judy has supper ready. I didn't have an appetite. Okay, so now I know if we're going to be eating pretty soon, I don't hook all that stuff up until after dinner. Simple thing to learn, but you have to learn things like that when you're dealing with wastewater. And I've got videos on the subject, okay? Another thing you'll learn, you think you can just roll up into a campground and set up. No, setup takes longer than you think, okay? You don't want to arrive at a campground after dark because of that, okay? Even if you have a lot of lights and everything to do it, now you're lighting up the place and disturbing other people. You'll see what that's like later on. But setup takes time, and it takes longer than you think, and you'll learn that. That's one of the things somebody should have told you. Now I've told you, okay? Camping can be affordable. It can be a very affordable hobby. But you need to know things. For example, there are some resorts out there that charge you $65 to $100 a night. You can even find them that cost you more because they offer all kinds of things like swimming pools and clubhouses and all kinds of stuff, But they don't have to be that expensive. We like state parks. Okay, we buy a state park pass, which covers every time you go to a state park, you got to pay like $5 a person to use the park for the day, and then you got to pay so much to camp there and for some other things, stuff like that. Well, we buy this state park pass, which covers everybody in the car. Okay, if we have kids or somebody going with us, that can save us $15, $20, a night right off of that. And it pays for itself within a couple of trips. And some other things, you can get discount in some campgrounds for veteran or age or stuff like that. Very often, we'll spend something like $15 a night to stay at a state park. But some state parks cost more than that because they're like right on the beach or something like that. They may charge you an extra $5 or something. But even those are cheap considering you're setting up right on the beach, huh? All right. And so it can be very affordable. It can be affordable if you can do, so this is like number 10. I've skipped, naming them or numbering them, things like that. But if you're willing to do some of the maintenance and stuff yourself, it's going to get more and more affordable. For example, your RV needs to be winterized and de-winterized every year. Okay, unless you're parking it in a garage or something, I guess. But it has to be. Most people pay a dealership to do that. You don't have to. You can learn how to do it. You can drain it and put antifreeze in it or do whatever you feel you need to do based on your part of the country that you're in, something like that. But you can save a fair amount of money by doing these things, winterizing and de-winterizing and some of the other maintenance stuff you have to do. So, keep that in mind, all right? These are a lot of surprises that we encountered that we kind of wish we'd known ahead of time. But RVing can be a wonderful, fun, incredibly exciting, adventuresome hobby. Just kind of know what you're getting into. These things are things you should think about, and I hope that you've gotten something from this. And if so, please like, subscribe, maybe share it with 1,500 of your closest friends. That'd be great. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you guys down the road.